welcome to Cactv News this morning. Happy Independence Nigeria 63 one more time. We're glad to bring you the news from all over the Federation and also in the world of business and sports. My name is Shegun White, but first let's look at the headlines from the news today. Nigerian leaders and groups extend wishes on Independence Day. And also, PDP blames President Tinubu for Nigeria's challenges, criticizes Independence Day address. Then Lagos State lifts 310 intending pilgrimages to Jordan and Israel. Now let's go to the news in full. On the occasion of Nigeria's 63rd Independence Day, several prominent figures and groups have extended their congratulations and shared messages of hope and unity. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, called on the government to stabilize the economy, highlighting the challenges posed by the recent fall of the naira against major world currencies, particularly the dollar. The president of CAN, Archbishop Daniel Oko, emphasized the need to combat terrorism and banditry in the nation. Former President Dr. Bukola Saraki, former Senate President Bukola Saraki, urged Nigerians to maintain hope, expressing optimism for a brighter future. Similarly, Ireti Kingibe and the chairman of the Senate Committee on Women Affairs also advised leveraging the nation's population and abundant natural resources to overcome challenges. Various state governors also chimed in with their messages, like for instance the Katsina State Governor Diko Rada expressed belief in Nigeria's potential for greatness despite current challenges. Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, Governor of Kwara State and Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, also affirmed the country's march to greatness and resilience in the face of challenges. Also, Governor Duye Diri of Bayelsa State emphasized honoring the sacrifice of the nation's founding fathers and promoting unity, justice, and progress. In a similar vein, Governor Ahmed Aliyu of Sokoto State urged Nigerians to prioritize patriotism and be willing to make sacrifices for nation progress. As the nation marks its Independence Day, leaders and citizens alike called for reflection, unity, and concerted efforts to address pressing economic challenges and enhance the country's standing on the global stage. Also in the news today, PDP blames President Tinubu for Nigeria's challenges, criticizes Independence Day speech. In the aftermath of the Nigeria's 63rd Independence Day, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has attributed the current hardship faced by Nigerians to President Bola Tinubu. The opposition party criticized the president's Independence Day speech, labeling it as lacking substance and innovative ideas. PDP's National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologwagba expressed concern over the APC administration's alleged inability to effectively govern and manage the nation's affairs. The PDP further lamented the adverse effect of hastily implemented policies by the APC, which, according to them, resulted in a catastrophic economic failure, impacting the productive sector and causing distress among Nigerians. They expressed dissatisfaction with the welfare package announced by President Tinubu, particularly highlighting what they deemed as inadequate provisions for average low-grade workers. However, the APC Director of Publicity, Bala Ibrahim, dismissed the PDP's claim, shifting the blame for the nation's economic challenges to PDP's mismanagement during their time in power. Ibrahim emphasized that President Tinubu's efforts to alleviate the impact of hardship on citizens were commendable, contrasting the PDP's criticism as a refusal to acknowledge Nigeria's rejection of their policies. Also, in the sector of pilgrimage, Lagos State airlifted 310 intending pilgrims to Jordan and Israel. The Lagos State the Lagos State government successfully airlifted 310 intending pilgrims originally scheduled for the Easter edition of the Holy Pilgrimage to the Kingdom of Jordan and Israel. The pilgrims arrived in the Kingdom of Jordan in the early hours of Sunday, following a 7-hour flight from the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Kedah to the Queen Alia International Airport. Prior to their departure, the pilgrims gathered for final administrative and logistics arrangements at the Chapel of Christ the Light, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos. A session of prayers and praise was observed, emphasizing the spiritual aspects of their journey. Addressing the pilgrims, Reverend Yakubu Pam, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, emphasized the importance of praying for Nigeria during the country's 63rd Independence Day anniversary. Federal government approves allowance increase for low-income workers, averting nationwide threats. The federal government has given the green light for a provisional wage increase extending to all low-income workers for a period of 6 months, as announced by President Bola Tinubu. This move aims to quell the threats of indefinite nationwide strike declared by organized labor. The agreement, reached after a 4-hour emergency meeting between the government and labor leaders, has staved off the impending strike, giving hope for a resolution. The Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress are expected to suspend their planned strike, scheduled to commence on Tuesday, pending discussions with their state chapters and affiliates. Also, U.S. court orders Chicago State University to release Tinubu's academic records. In Chicago, Illinois, a U.S. District Court in the Northern District has issued a ruling in favor of the PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar, ordering Chicago State University to release President Bola Tinubu's academic records by Monday. Atiku had earlier secured an order from a U.S. magistrate's district directing CSU to provide Tinubu's academic records. The documents sought include Tinubu's record of admission and acceptance at the CSU, dates of attendance, degrees, awards, and honors obtained by Tinubu from the university. However, Tinubu's lawyer argued that these documents are not relevant to Atiku's appeal against Tinubu at the Supreme Court in Nigeria. Tinubu's application to review the magistrate order and delay it until Monday was granted by the U.S. District Judge. The judge, in his verdict, emphasized that this ruling does not express a view on the merits of Atiku's claim regarding Tinubu, but Atiku is entitled to the production of the documents and testimony he seeks from the Chicago State University. My husband isn't a magician. That is coming from the senator and the wife of the president, Senator Remi Tinubu. She encouraged Nigerians to trust her husband to lead the country towards progress, emphasizing that he is not a magician but is committed to working methodically to improve the lives of citizens. Speaking at an interdenomination church service for Independence Day celebration, she urged Nigerians to look beyond current challenges and have hope in her husband's administration. Tinubu acknowledged the global anticipation of Nigeria's potential and emphasized that the administration aims to address past issues rather than placing blame on previous governments. She called for unity among Nigerians and urged them to embrace hope and celebrate nation's diversity. In the Bayelsa poll, ex-APC spokesman urges INEC to clarify results transmission method. Yekini Nabena, former deputy spokesman for the All Progressive Congress, has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission, the INEC, to provide clarity on whether it plans to deploy the bimodal voters accreditation system, and the INEC results viewing portal for the upcoming Bayelsa governorship election. Nabena emphasized the importance of clarifying election guidelines to avoid confusion on the election day. With only 6 weeks left before the November 11 governorship election in Bayelsa, Nabena, who is the Secretary of Media and Publicity of Bayelsa National Gubernatorial Campaign Council, urged INEC to specify the election procedures to ensure transparency and security, enabling voters to protect their votes respectively. Now in Kano State, Kano introduces 20,000 stipend for schoolgirls to boost enrollment. The governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Yusuf, has revealed a new initiative to boost education among girls in the state. In his Independence Day speech at the Sani Abacha Stadium, Kofa Mata, Kano, the governor announced a stipend of 20,000 for over 45,000 schoolgirls in a pilot scheme to encourage their attendance. The initiative aims to promote girls' education and incentivize parents to send their daughters to school. Governor Yusuf also mentioned the reintroduction of girl-child school buses to facilitate transportation to and from the school. In addition to the stipend, the governor highlighted plans to establish more primary and secondary schools across the 44 local government areas of the state. These efforts align with the goal of reducing the number of out-of-school children. Governor Yusuf emphasized the importance of education and reiterated his administration's commitment to provide various support measures, including free uniforms, school bags, school exercise books, textbooks, and 1 free meal per day for primary school pupils. Now to the saga or the drama concerning the deputy pastor, governor of CBN. No plea bargain agreement with Emefiele, says AGF. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi SAN, has denied reports suggesting he signed a non-prosecution plea bargain with the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. Emefiele and his associates were scheduled for arraignment over alleged 6.9 billion procurement fraud, sparking speculations about a plea bargain. However, the AGF's office clarified that no such agreement exists, dismissing the report as false. The legal team representing Godwin Emefiele has expressed intention in court to initiate a plea bargain arrangement, but as of now, no such arrangement has been reached. We'll go on a quick short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you juicy news in business and also in sports. Please stay tuned to CACTV News. We will be right back. Welcome back to business news. Now in business, federal government issues first wholesale gas supply license under PIA. The federal government has granted its inaugural wholesale gas supply license for 500 million standard cubic feet of gas per day to a local firm. aiming to enhance gas utilization nationwide. Uhuru Trading Limited received the license in compliance with Section 142 of the Petroleum Industry Act, designed to guide commercial activities within the gas value chain. The license allows the company to purchase natural gas directly from any lease or third party and sell wholesale gas to customers and distributors throughout Nigeria. The NIOB urges federal government to subsidize cement to counter rising prices. The Nigerian Institute of Building Lagos chapter has appealed to the federal government to step in and alleviate the escalating cost of cement within the country. Speaking at a press briefing in preparation for the 32nd Builders Conference Team Safe and Sustainable Building Production Management, the Vice President of NIOB Lagos Chapter, Adeoye Thomas, stressed that government intervention is essential to curtail the skyrocketing price and avert potential building collapses in the country. Equity market witnesses loss of 516 billion naira due to declining investor interest. Investors on the Nigerian Exchange Limited experienced a significant loss of 516 billion naira in just 1 week of trading, accompanied by a substantial drop in trade volume by 65.76% over the 4 trading days of the week due to a public holiday. A total turnover of 1.339 billion shares valued at 17.916 billion were traded, compared to the previous week's 3.911 billion shares valued at 30.379 billion naira. The NGX All Share Index and market capitalization depreciated by 1.40% to close the week at 66,382.14 and 36.331 trillion naira respectively. Now to the exchange rate devaluation. Government and banks gain 2.2 trillion naira while manufacturers suffer a 495 billion loss. Following the Central Bank of Nigeria's exchange rates unification policy, governments at the various levels and banks collectively gained approximately 2.21 trillion naira. This policy had a significant impact on the financial landscape, resulting in gains for the government and banks, but causing substantial losses for some manufacturers, reaching a cumulative 495.36 billion naira. Now we go on another break, and when we come back, we bring you sports from all over the country and all over the federation. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with sports. Yes, welcome back. Now we go to sports. Victor Osimhen affirms commitment to Napoli despite controversy. Nigerian international football star Victor Osimhen has expressed his dedication to Napoli amidst the ongoing discussion surrounding his relationship with the Italian football club. The player released an official statement reiterating his allegiance to the club and its supporters, aiming to quell the recent controversies. Although in the course of the week, the agent alleged that Victor Osimhen is gonna be suing the Napoli FC for defamation of character and mockery, but this news is coming out that the player has released an official statement that he is not going that route, rather is committed to Napoli. Now in the local scene also, Super Falcons express frustration over unpaid bonuses and label treatment as slavery. The Nigerian women's national football team Super Falcons have voiced their dissatisfaction over unpaid bonuses and allowances, likening their treatment to slavery. The discontent follows a reported breakdown in agreements regarding compensation for the 2023 just concluded Women's World Cup. In the world of boxing, Anthony Joshua training, surprisingly, Anthony Joshua training with Tyson Fury's former coach to stay active. British boxing sensation Anthony Joshua is keeping himself in top form by training with Tyson Fury's former coach Ben Davidson. Despite continuing his partnership with Derrick James, Joshua is utilizing Davidson expertise at the Ben Davidson Performance Center to maintain his fitness and prepare for potential future fights. Back to the world of football. In the international scene, in the EPL, Liverpool releases a strong worded statement in response to the PGMOL's admission of error. Liverpool Football Club has issued a stern statement in response to the admission by the Professional Game Match Officials Limited, the PGMOL, regarding a significant human error that led to Luis Diaz's disallowed goal during their match against Tottenham at the weekend. The club has labeled the error unacceptable and emphasized the need for transparency and improvements in decision-making processes. Meanwhile, VAR officials at the center of Spurs versus Liverpool controversy replaced for upcoming matches. The PGMOL has confirmed the replacement of the two VAR officials involved in the controversial decision during the Tottenham versus Liverpool match where Luis Diaz's goal was disallowed. The decision was based on a miscommunication between on-field officials and the VAR officials. Okay, now we'll be bringing you the fixtures, the results of the matches played over the weekend, as it was seen over the weekend. Funny, a lot of surprises sprang up at the weekend in all, especially in the Premier League this weekend. Let's start with the match results at the Premier League, starting from the Premier League on Saturday, 30th September. We have Aston Villa surprisingly beating Brighton by 6-1, and also Arsenal proving another surprise win there away from home to Bournemouth, beating Bournemouth by 4-0. Everton losing at home to a newly promoted side into the Premier League, Luton Town, by 2-1. Manchester United were beaten at home by Crystal Palace by a lone goal. Newcastle winning Burnley by 2-0, and West Ham winning Sheffield by 2-1. Man City also surprisingly lost at the weekend to Wolves by 2-1, and Tottenham beat Tottenham and Liverpool Tottenham beating Liverpool by 2-1 with the whole drama, the red card and the ruling and the disallowed goal also. Now we go to the La Liga. In La Liga, we have Getafe and Villarreal playing a goalless draw, 0-0, and Rayo Vallecano and Mallorca playing also a draw, 2-2 draw there. Real Madrid away from home beating Girona by 3-0, and Sociedad beating Atletico Bilbao by 3-0. Now we go to on Sunday, 1st of October, in the Serie A, we have Bologna winning Empoli by 3-0. Udinese and Genoa having a 2-2 all draw. Atalanta and Juventus played a 0-0 draw, and also Roma beating Frosinone by 2-0. Also on Saturday, September, Lecce lost at home to Napoli by 4-0. AC Milan beating Lazio by 2-0, and Inter Milan beating Salernitana by 4-0. Matches that will be played today, the fixtures that will be played today, we have a Premier League match, a Star Premier League match today. Fulham will be taking on Chelsea today. We hope Chelsea comes out victorious in that match. Also in the La Liga, we have Las Palmas will be home to Celta Vigo. Also in the Italian Serie A, Sassuolo will be home to Monza. Torino will be taking on Verona. Fiorentina will be taking on Cagliari. And yeah, that's it for the matches that will be played today. In the EPL, the stands of the table of the EPL right now is that Manchester City is on top despite losing, but there's a point margin between Manchester City and Tottenham. So Manchester City in first place, Tottenham in second place, and Arsenal at the third place. Tottenham and Arsenal all having 17 points each, with goal difference giving the gap there, and Liverpool is in the fourth place, and surprisingly Manchester is in the 10th position, and Chelsea is in the 15th position, just a point away from relegation. We hope Chelsea will be out of that pot. And also in the La Liga standing, we have Real Madrid on top with 21 points, Barcelona following closely with 20 points, and Girona with 19 points at the third place, and then Atletico Madrid with 16 points in the fourth place. Thank you very much. With that, we come to the end of the morning news today on Cactv. Please do well to send us your comments, your reactions, your contribution, and your suggestions on our Facebook and YouTube channels. On Facebook, Cactv, and on YouTube, CAC Television. Thank you for staying tuned with us. We hope you're enjoying the holiday wherever you are, and you're celebrating and felicitating with Nigeria being 63rd this October. Happy Independence. Thank you for staying tuned with us. We're also bringing you many other programs on this your favorite channel, Cactv. My name remains Shegun White. Enjoy the rest of your day and stay tuned to our programs. Thank you very much.